We're eating, we're talking, we're drinking. Does life get any better than this? I say not, people. Did you make any resolutions for 2019? No,
I never do. Why fail myself?
I try not to. Why fill myself with regret and disappointment right at the beginning of a year?
I try though. I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be so good. I'm gonna eat healthy.
Yeah,
I try.
It's fun. So while we're bantering, I'm looking up about orbs. Have you ever had an orb? Have you ever captured an orb?
You know what? I don't know if I think I might have once. I've seen lots of pictures of people that have.
Right.
What I did capture one time, which is kind of freaky because when my son was in Taekwondo, we're taking pictures of him up at the front of the class with all these people that were like his senseis or whatever you call them at the time. Their faces look so freaking weird. I'm like, okay. You ever see that movie called, the one where the lawyer goes...
Love that movie.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He goes and all the people are like possessed. Yeah, Satan is there. You know, the
with
faces
Keanu
are
Reeves?
you know, the faces are kind of screwed up in there. That's what the picture looked like to me. And I'm like,
Devil's Advocate. Love that movie.
And I look at the picture, I'm like, my God, these are people we're sending our son to classes with. It was really weird.
That is weird.
I know.
You'll have to post it maybe on Twitter or...
I don't like badmouth the name of the place.
No,
really
of course not. Of course not.
They're really super good, but it was just kind of a freaky picture, and I was like, ooh.
So I've captured... You know, the funny thing is when we moved into this house, I hadn't yet started taking pictures with phone. It didn't quite... The technology wasn't quite there yet. So I had like a nice little... I can't think of the Fuji, maybe something like that. Nice little camera, really reliable, good pixels, blah, 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 good exposure, blah, blah, blah. Didn't really have to adjust much. It kind of autofocus and everything, right?
Yeah.
But for the first few years, everything in this house was orbs, like everything. And I'm like thinking, okay, it reflected off the chandelier, it reflected off the window, but we have the curtains drawn. Like a lot of these are nighttime pictures, you know? But always during family gatherings, not just my kids, always family gatherings. So, you know, we've, on my side, like on my husband's side, right? Like his mother passed away quite some time ago. At that time, the only people on my side of the family that passed was like my dad's parents, you know, so but my grandmother was on my dad's side was avid photographer. Like she had so many pictures of so many kids and grandkids. Like that, she loved to do that, right? And she didn't have a lot money wise or anything, but that was her passion, pictures, right? So I always thought, well, it's when I have get-togethers and stuff, so maybe it's Rick's mom, or maybe, you know, my grandmother, you know, I don't know.
Out, checking everything out,
But then I thought, well, it's got to be reflections off something. And then one time I took pictures in a room that really has no chandelier or any lights and stuff.
Right.
And it's like, why are there orbs by these people's faces? You know? I'll have to post them and blur the people out and stuff. But I had that. The coolest thing I'd ever heard, and it wasn't an orb, but... One of my cousins, and I probably won't mention her name now, unless she allows me to. One of my cousins had relatives in England on her father's side, and her boyfriend, I'm not sure if they had been married yet or whatever, but they went to go visit her uncle in his house in England, a very old house. Cool. In fact, it was kind of cool because just after she was born, my aunt and my uncle took her and they went to go live in England for a year.
Oh, cool.
And she's probably the closest cousin in age to me, younger to me, right? We're 3 years difference. So anyway, my cousin and her boyfriend, they stayed at their uncle's house, and it was not known that the uncle's house was haunted, but they had a few years previous to that, I think, when my cousin and her sister, my two cousins, when they had gone over there, they stayed in the house and something happened, and my younger cousin had seen a monk at the entrance of the bedroom that they were sleeping in that night. A monk just standing there. Yeah, it was very staring at her while she was sleeping, and she tried to nudge her sister awake, and her sister wouldn't wake, and she's just like locking eyes with this thing, right? And then it just kind of dissolved, and after that they slept in the camper in the driveway, right? Because
screw it.
Freaky shit, right? So basically, years later, the older cousin and her boyfriend went to go there, stayed at the uncle's house in the house, right? And there's a picture of one of them. I think it's her sitting on the bed in the bedroom, and the boyfriend takes a picture, right? And again, this is where the haunted monk is seen or whatever, right? I swear, and I've seen this picture, and I've seen this photo, and I would hope she still has it somewhere. Basically, he took a picture, and you see the outline of something running in front of her.
Oh, no way.
Like running, and it looked like a robe. Kind of
No
like,
way.
like it's the outline of a guy
Would there
like
be monks there?
streaking. I don't know.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
would it be a place where there would be monks?
Could be. Would be interesting to check that out.
That would be cool.
Let's go to
that.
England. Yay! Road trip.
I wish I did.
No kidding. But yeah, so like I mean, orbs and stuff that tampers with pictures and stuff. I believe in that. But I mean, I went to a cemetery. The one time I went to, I was saying in the last podcast, we went with a ghost tour and we went to the Elmwood Cemetery, and I just took random pictures. Mind you, it was raining.
Yeah.
Sporadically, so some of it could be explained as rain.
Yeah.
But there were some that were very specific. So I always thought, I think it might be
Was it by
orbs.
things that you found interesting is what I'm curious too. Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Like say, oh, you're going, oh, that's such a really awesome headstone. Looks so old. You have a connection to it. And then you find that you see something there after?
Yeah.
Do you think that like maybe you're projecting yourself there too? Though?
Maybe there was
You know
some.
what I mean,
There was some pretty cool. Yeah, there was stuff pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going through the. I should have brought a flashlight. It was so dark in some spots. Like I say, you know, you get further in, you don't even know like where you are. Like it's so far
busy.
in.
Yeah.
Like you don't even see the street or hear the street anymore in the Elmwood Cemetery, and it's so deep. I'd love to do next, but there was actually a mausoleum there. They have quite a few huge mausoleums at the back. You can't see them from the street.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We must explore.
We must. Let's go to the
But
cemetery.
not at nighttime. Not at nighttime.
No.
Anyway, but anyway, there's like this one mausoleum, and it had a hole in it in the bottom, like an open hole, like something decent could crawl in or crawl out. And I'm like, where is everybody?
Oh my God.
You know, I gotta,
You don't want to be there by yourself.
Well, you don't want to lose eye contact with this hole in the mausoleum.
Yeah.
I don't need something coming out, you know. But they have, it's so overcrowded in that cemetery. They have plaques on the ground. It must be for like, I'm thinking urns or something, like, you know, like burial urns.
Is it in front of?
No, it's
grave?
just
by
everywhere.
Itself? Oh,
like everywhere.
Oh,
like,
the little tiny markers.
the markers, and it's like almost like cobblestone.
I know.
Like they're like inches away from each other
only
everywhere.
Have to be down like 3 feet.
I don't know. I know. Yeah.
3 feet for an urn and like 6 for because with the last funeral I went to. Talk about a small funeral. Like I mean, the cemetery was like walking distance from the church we were in. So we just walked over. And the guy was really nice. The church itself, their grave digger, wouldn't dig the grave. He refused to.
Okay.
Can you imagine? So the guy from the funeral home had to dig it.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like really? It was very odd though. But it was like such a small little cemetery. It's like I walked down one row, I'm like, relative. I don't know who this person is.
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell? What are you doing in here?
Who invited you?
Yeah, I know, really. And it
Who's your daddy?
It was a Smith.
Oh.
A Smith?
Anonymous.
There's no Smiths in this Ukrainian place. No.
But like, it was weird. They were like this, like cobblestone almost, like crisscrossed almost, like these little grave markers, inches apart from each other. And then once I start walking one, I'm like, oh my God, that's somebody. Oh my God, that's somebody. So I would start tiptoeing in the dark. I'm sorry. And then didn't I have my little shit cousin behind me come up behind me and jab me on both sides of the ribs? Yeah. I shot probably about 8 feet up in the air.
And you're like, okay, there goes 5
crap
years
myself.
of my life. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the grace. Appreciate that. So, but yeah, so orbs is just, I have some pictures of orbs in the Elmwood Cemetery.
That's awesome.
So basically the definition of an orb says in photography, an orb is typically a circular artifact of an image created as a result of flash photography illuminating a mote of dust or other particle. So that's the official Wikipedia terminology. So I guess it all depends. You know, I'll ask our listeners, do you believe in orbs? Have you seen orbs? Have you photographed? Shoot some over us at Giving Up the Ghost podcast at gmail.com, or we're on Facebook, Giving Up the Ghost, or Twitter, Giving Up the Ghost. So the options are limitless, people. Interact with us. Yeah. We want you to want us.
We want to see your stuff.
We want to see your stuff. I'll show you yours if you show you mine. That's how it goes. It's a two-way street here.
That's right. No, that's really interesting, though. I know. I try and look for things like that. I'm a part of a photography page on Facebook.
Yes.
And it's really odd because you see some pictures. I'm a part of one that's like abandoned Manitoba stuff, and they show old abandoned buildings and things. You see those old houses, and it's like, what the hell was that now? These old houses where there's
it was our dip bowl. We're eating and drinking.
Where there's like an old window upstairs, like an attic window, and you go, I can see somebody like standing in there looking out. And you know, it's either like you're going, what if it happened like eons ago and like someone was locked in there? But it doesn't happen all the time. But every once in a while you get that feeling about an old window or something.
So the older I get, the more sensitive I get. And what I mean by more sensitive, I'm like coming out here. I'm an empath. Okay. I believe I'm an empath just because I have precognitive dreams. I'll say things and then that person will show up. I'll feel something and somebody tells me that happened to them the day before.
Right.
So I'm not claiming to have some talent or ability. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just more open or sensitive to certain things.
World. Yes.
So, and I think it's always been there. And because I've had a lot of people close to me pass away, I try not to be too open because I don't want something else to come in where I interpret it as being somebody that's been in my life. So I just try to keep myself guarded.
Yeah. Totally understand you. Completely.
So in saying that, what you're saying about the thing in windows. Okay. So back in 92, me and my boyfriend, now my husband, took a road trip to Calgary. We actually went up through Saskatoon, Edmonton, and then Calgary. Stayed with some people that I used to know when I was growing up that moved out there many years prior. And we went for a tour of that village. There's that little village that they have, which is all like a recreated village from the 1800s. It's old houses that they... Right. I can't remember what it's called.
Repurpose it or...
it's like little houses that they recreate from the turn of the century. And I know the tip... I'm going to see if I can find it here. Oh, if I could type, that would be excellent. Classic town, Calgary. But anyway, so this... No. Oh, I can't find it.
Damn it.
Heritage Village. That's it. Sorry. Heritage Village in Calgary. So basically, we go on these tours, all these old houses. Basically, they're supposed to be houses from rural Saskatchewan, rural Alberta that have been moved to create this little heritage town. Really cute, really cool. All these old houses and stuff. You know, they have like a little doctor's office. They have like a little ice cream shop, you know. There's this three-story house, beautiful stone house. It's almost like it was always there. I'm not sure if they had moved it there or whatever. So we go for this tour. Now, this is way before the age of internet, way before the age of the web, everything. Like, you know, Google, you know, whatever, cells, whatever. So we go through a tour of this house. And it's very cool. It's almost like the Dalvin art here in Winnipeg. Yeah. Very comparable, right? Same feel, right?
Yeah.
There's stairs. There's a rope to the third floor and stairs with a rope, and you can't go to the third floor. And then,
I hate that.
And then I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, that's okay, because I really don't want to go up there.
Yeah.
I get a feel, and I'm like, I can't go up there. Like, there's something really bad up there. I don't want to. I walk past. I can't even look at it. There's something really bad there. And I'm like, why am I like this? Like, it's just a freaking house. Like, get over yourself, you know? Whatever. We leave, and then as we're leaving out, we're walking outside. I'm staring. I'm like in like a staring competition with the window on the third floor. Like, I can't release my gaze. Like, there's just something.
You're waiting?
I feel like it's watching me or following me. And I get this in the country quite often when I was younger.
It's weird.
I would get that too. Like, I'm being watched, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I'm like, what the frick? I'm like, I want to know, but I don't want to know. There's something really, really bad up there. Okay, so that's fine, right? Fast forward to about a year later. I think I'm still living at my grandparents' house, but again, no internet, none of this information, whatever, right? I'm watching some program on CKND, not global, which is Channel 12 here in Winnipeg, in Greater Winnipeg, River City. And I'm watching this channel, so this would be about like 92-ish, whatever. And they were profiling haunted cities in Winnipeg or whatever. And I'm like, in Canada. I'm like, okay, cool, right? I'm game. Bring it, right? You know? And then they profile this house in Heritage Village. I'm like, shit. I've seen this house. I've seen this house. And, you know, I don't have the VCR on or anything. I have nobody to show this to after. I'm just like seeing this. I'm like, holy crap. And they talk about, I can't remember what the history of it is, but they said nobody's allowed on the third floor, that there's been ghosts seen on the third floor and spirits and stuff. And because of something, and that something happened on the third floor, and I can't remember to the life of me what happened there, that they don't allow visitors up there because of...
I'm Googling that right now.
Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit balls, as Sher would say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
So
I know.
So I'm not saying I've got some unique special talent. I'm special, but I'm not special. But anyway, yeah, like that whole feel. You got to go with that feel.
That's true.
If it doesn't feel good, don't do it.
No, well.
In so many ways. In so many meanings. So you're looking it up?
I am. Home is where the haunt is. What is
Oh
this?
my.
I don't know what this is. Touring Heritage Parks, Eerie Abodes. And I got a creepy looking dolly person face thingy.
Don't like dolls.
No. Old dolls, old porcelain dolls.
Don't like
freaky
dolls.
eyeballs.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate those dolls. I know.
Ghost and gourmet hair. Blah.
Ghost and gourmet.
Fourth glass of wine, people. For you people counting at home. Fourth glass of wine. Oh, 13 most haunted places in Calgary. Road trip.
The Airdrie House.
Get a budget. Go.
Hey, there we go, yeah. Was this the house?
Bounce,
big
spring,
house.
Paramount.
Was that the house?
Oh, yeah, that's the house. Oh, my God.
It's the Airdrie House.
And I lost a year.
There we go. Another year gone. Sorry.
Jesus. Should have been a cat.
Yep.
It's called Airdrie House?
Airdrie, yep.
So they must have moved it from Airdrie then.
Must have. Airdrie.
Don't like that.
Chilling tales.
I'm
That's what
scared.
it said. Someone said it's very freaky.
I know, right?
Last year I brought some people to this house because they wanted to investigate it.
No, don't do that.
At midnight, every single one of us heard footsteps from upstairs, including me. It was very freaky.
I'm scared.
Oh my God.
And you notice I got the window behind me open, right? And it's like 7 o'clock at night. If you see any faces stare back, let me know, hey? Hi.
Oh.
Aside from my stalker. Never mind the stalker.
He'd be quite tall.
Well, yeah.
What?
What's going on there?
Built in 1894 by lumber magnate Peter Anthony Prince, the home was once host to Prince and his succession of wives, 3 of whom met with untimely ends while living in the house. Prince's 4th wife, Emily, survived him by 19 years. Then she passed away in 1944.
I bet you she wouldn't eat the poisonous mushrooms.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. That's interesting.
See? I told you.
Oh.
Oh.
Upper floor was a nursery.
Oh my God. That's not
Sighting
good.
of a woman
Dolls.
dressed in a flowing white dress tending to a child in the home's upper floor nursery.
No. Oh my God. Told you.
That's creepy. Oh, I just got my hairs on my legs just stood up.
Actually, I just got like the hair on my arm stood up on that one.
Oh my God.
That's a hard no for me.
So no, we won't be going there. No. What? A rocking chair also jumping.
Oh my God.
Swaying back and forth.
No. That's the worst.
Oh. She was rocking her babes.
Oh my God.
Ooh, interesting.
But see, there's something about that.
I know.
Like I just.
There we go.
Oh,
see,
I don't
Airdrie
like
House.
that.
Oh my God, I think I have a relative that used to live in Airdrie. I'll have to ask him. His uncle, my uncle. Well, my uncle by marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaky. So
See
we bounced from Orbs to Airdrie House in Alberta. Obviously not Winnipeg as we're supposed to specify on, but
we're all over the world here.
A few other locations and future shows that I want to concentrate and do research on is Dalvnert House. Little Mountain Park is exceptionally haunted. Little Mountain Park off Inkster. Very haunted because apparently they say that there used to be hangings out there.
Shut up, really?
Yeah. Like when there used to be
rogue hangings or actually like.
No, I'm not talking last week. I'm talking bad drinking party stuff. No. Like turn of the century kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I want to also discuss, of course, the infamous Fort Garry Hotel. What I was thinking, Sher, going to throw this at you.
Okay.
So we have a couple of mascots now, even though we're starting this all brand new, right? We have our little ghosty.
Yeah.
Right? Little spooky.
Yeah, spooky.
But there's another podcast and they call their mailbag Little Spookies. So I don't want to step on their toes. So our little spooky guy needs a name.
Is his name? Yeah.
Oh, we should take him with us when we go to different houses and stuff, right?
Oh
Excellent.
my God.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
What if Someone thinks we're making fun of them when we bring them.
No.
You don't think so?
I think people know that we're respectable enough.
Yeah.
I'm pretty respectable.
Okay.
You know, when I don't drink wine. Or tequila. That's another story. That's spirits right there. Mm-hmm. But what was I saying? So we need a name for the little spooky guy that we have. We need a name for your dead bride. Compliments to Sherrie. Sherrie is a beautiful, talented artist.
Oh, thank you so much.
Please check out her page on Facebook, Chic and Teak.
Yeah.
She does custom art, and anything you want, she can do it pretty much.
Commission stuff, yeah. Whatever.
Boudoir stuff. Do you do boudoir?
I'll do whatever. Ever anyone requests.
There you go.
Do anything.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But no, she's very talented. So she made this beautiful sculpture. And when I saw it way before we got into this whole podcast arrangement months ago, she posted this beautiful little skeleton bride in a little coffin. Mm-hmm. And I said, don't you dare sell that. You keep that. She is so awesome. Do not.
Oh, and I can't now because she has my own hair. So hair from my actual head.
I have a thing about personal hair.
Yeah, I know. Because it's special. I know.
Yeah, I know. I have this thing. I can't even throw away hair. I kind of got to carefully get rid of it. Don't just,
because someone else gets hold of it, well,
you're screwed.
I know.
So anyway, so our little bride girl, or dead bride, I don't want to say corpse bride because that's copywritten, but our dead bride, we'd like to try and give her a name.
She needs a name.
She needs a name. So we're thinking maybe either doing a contest, or I had a brilliant suggestion or an idea. Suggestion. I suggested to myself. I sat myself down one day and I said, Self, this is what we should do.
This is what we should do.
But I was thinking, because one of the origin stories of the haunted Fort Garry Hotel has to do about the bride. Have you ever heard about that? No? Oh. So basically she killed herself on the night of her wedding. There's two.
Always one that does.
I know, right?
What the hell?
Come on.
Run.
Guys aren't worth it. Like, come on.
Shit.
A dime a dozen. Spare me. Anyway, so this bride took her life on the night of her wedding. There's a couple of different versions of that story, which we'll get to in further
another one.
podcast stories. And different. Apparently, it's creepy as shit down there, too.
Yeah, apparently it is creepy.
They have, like, tons of. They have, like, 2 basements or something, eh?
Well, they probably have the old...
Marlborough has 2 basements, too.
Because they had the boiler rooms, right, and everything.
The boilers and stuff, yeah. And then we'll talk with people, maybe bring on some guests who've been in there and who've actually seen it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And like staff and stuff. So again, if anybody has any stories about the Fort Garry Hotel.
If you stayed there.
Yeah, if you stayed there.
Special day there.
That's right.
If you were a bride there, let me hear your stories.
A living bride.
Yeah, a living bride. If you got a bride, well, hey.
I'm not in a position yet. I don't feel like talking to dead people quite yet. No, that's fine. Thank you.
No.
But in any event, I would like to see if I can do enough research on the bride that took her life, the supposed bride. And if we can find her name, we'll name your mascot. We'll give her name. How about that?
She has my hair, though. Will that curse me?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay, it'll be a memorial to her.
It's okay. Sure, it's a tribute.
Tribute to her.
Just like Cat from, Tribute.
Okay, tribute, yeah.
I'm pounding my chest with 2 fingers, like, what's her name? Katniss. Tribute.
Tribute, man.
That's all I know.
It's all good.
I'm not young enough to be hip, so.
No, God, I'm too old to be hip anymore.
So what else can we discuss on this mini-sode?
On this what are we calling this? Ramblings?
Ramblings, yes. Ramblesode? Ramblesode?
It's a Ramblesode.
It's a Ramblesode.
Holy crap, there we go. It's a Ramblesode.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ramblesode.
We have nothing planned. We just decide we want to talk.
Yeah. We had good intentions, and the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, in any event, so we talked about orbs a little bit. We talked about the Heritage Village in Calgary. We talked about...
Spooky House in the Airdrie House.
The Airdrie House, yeah. And Fort Garry. Dalvenart is another one we want to feature. Marlborough Hotel is very haunted.
That's cool.
It's very cool in there. Yeah. And of course, there's Burton Cummings Theatre. I have a personal story about Burton Cummings and Dalvenart.
Oh, cool.
And Fort Garry Hotel.
I have no.
I get around.
She does get around. I don't get around that much. I'm a homebody.
In a haunted house, homebody. So in any event.
Speaking of which, you know what? Since that person has been caught, since they made an arrest,
and the guy's murdered, right? Yes.
I haven't really had any creepy things going on.
So maybe he's at rest.
At peace now, I think so. Yeah. Did you hear who they caught though?
I know. But we probably shouldn't be talking about that here.
No, I know. Well, I'm just like, holy moly! Can you imagine that though?
Well, was it in St. George he was murdered, your friend?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they caught the guy who had a notable position in a
very
school.
notable position.
In a school atmosphere.
Yeah.
In Pine Falls, I believe.
Yeah. Insane.
So we have a little magnetic, like magic 8-ball here.
Yeah.
We have answers maybe, definitely, no way, try again, ask a friend, or yes. So we'll say the person that murdered Sherry's friend if he is guilty. Let's see what it gives us. This could be a while. It takes a long time.
I know. You know what? See, I have sort of my own idea of my own about something.
This is why it's in the kitchen, because when I say should I have a drink tonight, and then I do this.
Oh hell! I'd have 5 magnets under, absolutely.
And that's where it says yes, 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 yes,
ask
yes.
a friend. Well, don't pick me then. It's gonna say ask a friend again. You know that.
Bloody hell! Oh, it says no way.
I know.
It says he didn't do it.
I know.
Actually, what do you think about that?
I think there's other extenuating circumstances that led to that.
Probably.
Personally, because it makes no sense.
Right.
I kind of think there was someone influencing the decision myself.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because it makes no sense.
No.
At all. Mm-hmm.
So let's try this again. What would this be called? Like, it's not a magic 8-ball.
It's not. I don't know.
What do you call that? A fortune teller?
Magnetic sphere of fortune.
Magnetic. We will consult the almighty magnetic sphere. Will this podcast be a success?
Don't say ask a friend.
Don't say ask a friend.
Don't say ask a friend again. We can only ask ourselves so many times.
Oh.
Maybe. What
Hell yeah.
What do you want from me, man?
A maybe is a 50-50. I like
a 50-50.
I like dem odds, just like dem golden slippers. So of course, maybe we should give her credit as credit due. We have Joel, who is actually the producer, and he is actually the, I guess you want to say, the one that's responsible for the NPN Night Stalker podcast network that we are proudly a member of.
Cool.
And under the umbrella of. So we are joining notables from other paranormal shows and realms. And I believe there is a medium Sherry on there.
Another Sherry.
Yeah, but you're the only Sherry for me.
I know.
There is a UFC, I believe, podcast, with Ryan Stacy, and let's see what some of the other ones. I'm just looking at the NPM Night Stalker. I believe Sher, we're actually there's number 6 notable podcasts that have joined his umbrella so far for the NPM Night Stalker podcast network. Excellent. We're lucky number 7. High five.
High five for 7. 7's a good number.
Love
I like
7. That is my favorite number.
It is. I'm a number person. You know that?
Very number.
I am seriously number. Do you have the number thing?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me insane sometimes. Oh, look at the time. I'm like, oh, it's what? It's 4:44. Well, that's
so
good.
we should look that up. What does it mean when you see certain numbers?
I don't know. Trust me. Honestly, I have no answer, and it's happened so many times. I start associating it with people, but then that's not really what it is either. I don't know.
So that's another thing that we want to discuss with local hauntings and locations and mythologies and all that kind of stuff with this podcast. We also want to discuss, like I probably mentioned this, like orbs and black-eyed children. And we want to talk about more in-depth information as to where this comes from and what does it mean. And
is it folklore? Is it...
Right, and how did it come about? Because like Mothman, like that's questionable.
Yeah, the Mothman.
Yeah, or what is the other one? The man, the timber man, or the, what do they call him? The thin man, or...
Oh, Thin Man.
Is it Thin Man?
It's a Thin Man. Is it not the Thin Man? It's the one that the girls
How
went and
old
killed
are we?
people?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a Thin Man. I'm pretty sure it's Thin Man.
So I mean, like, there's all these
Stab
origins.
people. Stab
I
her
know.
friends.
Is that horrific?
It is horrific.
Jeez.
Like, holy shit.
I thought peer pressure when I was a kid was bad,
crap.
but Jesus.
They just wanted you to check. They didn't want you to kill nobody.
I'm kind of glad I grew up without technology to a certain extent.
Oh my God.
I appreciate now for what it is, but looking back, like, or you
that
know,
would have been the death of me.
Right?
Seriously.
Horrible stuff.
Huh.
So we should probably end We're just doing a ramblings. Our Ramblesode. This is our Ramblesode. So this is in between when we have topics. Thank you for joining us. And
Thanks
again,
so much.
this is Jas.
This is Sher.
And don't ever give up the ghost.
Never. Bye-bye.